Hey guys, it's Janixa and welcome to another nail lacquer therapy session. Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about the brand new OPI Power of Hue Summer 2022 collection. I am so excited for this collection, you guys. When I initially saw the promo pictures, I noticed that the polishes had a lot of shimmer in them. And I was a little scared because I was having flashbacks to summer 2020 with those horrendously sheer polishes. But spoiler alert, they're not sheer. They're not sheer. I was so happy about that. But before I spill anything else, let's go ahead and get into the swatches so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Alright, and first up we have Exercise Your Brights. This one has an excellent formula, you guys. It's not runny at all, but it's not too thick. It's the perfect consistency. I actually was surprised when I first swiped this on my nails because it stayed exactly where I put it. So I was just really, really happy. This one was obviously the first impression of this collection, and I was so afraid that they were going to be really, really sheer, but as soon as I swiped the brush on my nail for the first time with this one, I knew that OPI had finally listened to us and stopped giving us those ridiculously ugly sheer shimmers that they gave us in summer 2020. This one does dry down to a semi-matte finish. If you don't like that finish, you can always add a glossy top coat and it's nice and glossy. It is packed with shimmer. It is so beautiful. I really enjoyed this one a lot. Next up we have Bee Unapologetic, and this one right in the bottle looks like the type of color that most people would describe as an ugly pretty color. I know that this is not going to be a color for everyone, but for me, I absolutely love it. I love ugly pretty colors. I pretty much love any nail polish color. There has to be something really extremely ugly inside it for me to hate it. I think the only polish that I find really, really, really ugly is the OPI Pineapples Have Peelings too. But other than that, I really can't think of, oh, you know what, that Essie one, Bulgaria, whatever it's called, that one is horrendously ugly. But even then, I still find that they both have a lot of character and I enjoy them. This polish here, the formula feels really, really good. On the second coat, it's still a little bit streaky, but the coverage is not extremely sheer like many of the polishes that we've seen from OPI in the past. Again, I keep referencing that summer 2020 collection because that one was such a disappointment. The polishes were so sheer. No matter how many coats you put on your nails, they were still not going to be opaque at all. This one does dry glossy and it is very easy to remove. The shimmer is very flat. It's not hard to remove at all. I can't decide if this one is a yellow or a green. I feel like in the bottle it looks green, but on the nails it looks yellow. What do you think? Next up we have Feel Bluetiful. This one, the formula is really good, just like the pink polish that we just saw, Exercise Your Brights. It is that polish that's like thick but not too thick. I think for me it's honestly the perfect consistency because it does not run. It stays exactly where you put it, but it's not too thick that it's difficult to work with. Here, I'm sure you guys have noticed that my nails look a little different. I actually had a pretty low break on my ring finger, and so yeah, I filed down the rest of my nails. I think I ended up filing them down a little bit too much. I don't know, but from now on, I think I'm gonna let them grow a little bit more because I am missing my long nails. This color is absolutely stunning, you guys. It does dry semi-matte also, and again, packed with a ton of shimmer. Next up, we have Go To Grape Lengths, and this one is the purple in the collection. Well, one of two purples in the collection, and oh my goodness, you guys, this one reminds me of an indie. The one that pops in my mind right away is Rose Apothecary from Wildflower Lacquer. I know they are not the same, but they look similar. This one is definitely very indie-esque, and the formula is just like the blue and the pink ones that we just saw. I am really enjoying this formula. I like that OPI made these thicker so they could be opaque and, again, not the sheer formula we've seen before. This one does also dry semi-matte. Pretty much all of them in this collection dry to a matte finish, so you will definitely need a glossy top coat if you don't like that matte finish. I actually did like it. There's some that dry to more of a satin finish. I will mention when we get to those, but I like it. They're a lot of fun. Next up, we've got Sugar Crush It. And this one is a beautiful pink. Immediately when I put it on my nails, I noticed that the formula is thinner than the others that we've just seen. Now, that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's not a bad thing. It's just thinner than the last four polishes that we looked at. The last four, like I described, were more on the thick side, and this one is definitely more on the thin side. So you will need 3 coats to build it up. This one does not dry matte. This one dries glossy. And yeah, you definitely will need those 3 coats because my nails are pretty short, and even after the second coat there was still some streaks. I think it's worth it. I think that the 3 coats are worth it because it's such a beautiful polish. It has that beautiful shimmer. Oh my goodness, shimmer, and it's just really beautiful. Next up, we have Mango For It, and this is the absolutely stunning orange in the collection. Guys, forgive me if I am like all over the place here or pronouncing things incorrectly. It's almost 10 p.m. and I've been up since like 6 in the morning, but I really wanted to get this video completed for you guys so that I can have it up for you tomorrow, Saturday. This one has a great formula like the others that we've seen. Again, it dries down to a semi-matte finish. It is a bit more sheer than the other ones though, and on the second coat I still notice some streaks, but if you do thicker coats, you could get this polish completely opaque in just 2 coats. But if you're doing thin coats, then I do recommend 3 coats. I really, really love this shade, you guys. The orange is one of my favorite colors ever. Next up, we have Make Rainbows, and this one is a absolutely stunning green with a bit of a, I can't decide, I'm thinking it's teal flash in there, shimmer in there. It's absolutely gorgeous. It has a great formula. It's a nice thicker formula that doesn't move when you put it on your nails. Again, not too thick, but in my opinion, it is a perfect formula. The first coat is a little streaky, but it goes on smoothly. Now, when I say perfect formula and then I say that it's a little streaky, to me, a formula doesn't have to be a one coater to be a perfect formula. We can get really, really good formulas, even though you need 2 coats for them. This one is absolutely gorgeous, and this one is one of the ones that has more of a satin finish instead of the matte finish. Next up, we have Sunrise Up, and this one is a beautiful coral. At first, I thought it was kind of leaning more pink, but now that I'm looking at it, to me, it's leaning a little more coral. It's really beautiful. It has a better formula than the other pink, Sugar Crush It. That one needed 3 coats to reach full opacity, and I got full opacity in just 2 coats for this one, Sunrise Up. This one is one of the few in the collection that dries glossy, but you should still wear a top coat. It does help the longevity of your manicure, and it just a manicure looks so much more pretty with a nice glossy shiny top coat or a nice matte top coat. Don't ever skip that step. You need the top coat. It really does help. I highly recommend always using a top coat. Next up we have Don't Wait, Create, and this one is the second purple in the collection, and wow, this one has a good formula. It is a bit sheer on that first coat, but it builds up nicely, and I am looking at my notes right now and I wrote, oh my god, this color is beautiful. Some of these shades, it's like a trust the process kind of shade, because in the first coat they might not look like anything special, but you just have to build them up in either 2 or 3 coats, and wow, they really just make your nails pop. This one does dry to a satin-like finish. It doesn't fully get matte, so we have that beautiful satin finish, which you guys, I've been obsessed lately with satin and matte finish polishes. They look absolutely gorgeous. Sometimes the glossy is just not for me, so I throw on a matte top coat and I am always impressed. I needed a third coat for this one because there were some streaks, but even with needing a third coat for some of these, the polish goes on so easy. The formula is so easy to work with that I don't mind the third coat at all. And then the final product is so gorgeous that I don't mind it, not one bit. Next up we have Sky True to Yourself, and this one is such a beautiful blue. It is a bit streaky here on the first coat, a little bit sheer, but the formula is still a good one. It is a little thinner than some of the others in this collection. It's a bit streaky still even after the first coat, but like I said, the color is just so beautiful that I don't mind doing that third coat, and I have it here in my notes. Formula is very easy to use. It's super easy, not a tricky formula at all, so I appreciate colors like this. This one does dry down to a satin finish also. And honestly, you guys, I don't think I'm going to put top coat or glossy top coat on these when I wear them over the summer, because I am really enjoying the satin and matte finishes. They are just so beautiful and, just something a little different than a glossy manicure. I feel like glossy is the, usual manicure, and now we're getting some satin finishes and some mattes, and I'm enjoying it. I'm here for it. Next up we have Pink Big. This one is probably my least favorite. It is a jelly-ish formula and it's a bit runny. So remember when I said earlier that the polishes are a little thick and they stay where you put them? This one did not. It kind of wanted to run a little bit, so I had to make sure not to overload the brush. Otherwise, I was going to end up with a big mess. It does also dry semi-matte. This one is for sure my least favorite of the collection, not because it's a bad polish, it's just personal preference. I'm not a huge fan of jellies. They're not my thing. I hate having to build them up in 3 or 4 coats because I don't like to see my nail line. I just don't like it. In the second coat here, it did cover nicely. In person though, I still could see the nail line. And last but not least, we have The Future Is You. And this one has a nice formula. It's like a peachy color. I feel like it almost stands out with from the entire collection because everything else is so colorful and so bright. And then this one is thrown in there. It kind of looks a bit brownish. It's still a beautiful color, and the shimmer in it is really gorgeous. I still liked it very much. If you do a thin coat for your second coat, you're going to need a third coat though. So I do recommend doing a bit of a thicker second coat so that you can get full opacity and not have to do that third coat. But this one, the formula was really good. I have no complaints with this one at all. All right, here we have 6 of the 12. The next 6 are coming right up. Let me know what you guys thought of this collection.
There you have it, guys. Swatches of the new OPI Power of Hue Summer 2022 collection. What did you think? I absolutely adored this collection. Normally with OPI, I usually end up liking like half the collection, and then the other half I can take it or leave it. But I actually really enjoyed all of the polishes in this collection. So much so that while I was swatching them, I was going like really slow. I was just swatching and swiping and just admiring my nails, admiring the colors. I really enjoyed this collection, and I can see myself wearing all of these polishes in the summertime. I can't wait for summer. It is currently like 40 degrees here in the Midwest. I am over it. So this collection definitely has me looking forward to the summertime. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this collection and if you're going to be picking any of them up. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!